Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. This afternoon in Atlanta, it's an elimination game as the Citadel Bulldogs say hello. And they get ready to take on the Oklahoma Sooners. The winner will head to the regional final tonight. They'll get a chance to flip the script on Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech's offense has showed up in a big way. Their superstar catcher Vaughn Lackey homered last night, but really it's been the senior Parker Brocious who's carried them. A pair of two-run homers, including the game winner in a 9-3 victory. The Yellow Jackets 2-0 in a regional for the first time in 16 years, and they await the winner of this afternoon's game tonight. The Citadel yesterday afternoon played a tremendous game with UIC. These back-to-back homers from Zach Hunt and Sam Dansky gave them the lead in the sixth. It was a UIC rally that put the Flames up in the 10th until Zach Hunt's two-run single gave the Citadel their first tournament win since 2010. And kept their dreams alive. And we welcome you inside our broadcast booth here at McNeese Baseball Park on the campus of the Georgia Institute of Technology with Gabby Sanchez. I'm Mike Farron. We call a lot of games together all year. That was one of the most fun games I think we've ever had in the Citadel and UIC yesterday.
Well, it was just like a heavyweight match. You had blows going back and forth, and all of a sudden the Citadel, you could just see the brotherhood that they have, too, inside of that dugout. Everybody pulling on the same side of the rope. Not only that, they're just so technically sound. You need a bunt, they put it down perfectly. They run the bases great. A really tough team to play against.
Oklahoma's trying to get to the regional final, and if they do it, it's going to be on the strength of their freshman pitching. And so far, their freshman starters have been outstanding.
I don't think that I've seen a group of freshmen throw the way that these guys have been throwing, because it's been absolutely phenomenal to watch what they're able to do. Cord Rager on the mound, 8 strikeouts, 6'6", 237 pounds. He's just going to get better. And how about Xander Mercurius, what he was able to do against the Yellow Jackets yesterday? There's not too many guys out there that can blow a fastball by that lineup.
Well, they'll go to a freshman again today. Nick Wisloski will make his first start of his college career trying to keep Oklahoma's season alive. Winner to the regional finals, Oklahoma and the Citadel next. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Oklahoma will try to get to a regional final with this lineup for Skip Johnson's club today. And it's been a really good tournament so far for Dayton Taki. He's added some power to the bottom of their lineup. I know the average is down a little bit, but we've seen him homer twice, including a big one yesterday.
Yeah, 5 home runs. He only had 3 entering this tournament. He's been showing off the power, especially opposite way.
This overcast day. The starting pitcher today for the Citadel is Bryce Coulter, the junior from Sumter, South Carolina. He's had a couple of big outings this year, including that last start you see against Mercer. He also went 8 innings of 100-run ball in a midweek against Florida State at the end of February. So there's some big outings for you right now.
Yeah, he's a guy that's just going to basically sink it and slide it. He's going to work both sides of the plate. One of the biggest emphasis is just getting the ball over and not walking guys, not giving out any free passes.
The speedy Jason Walk set to lead things off. We're all digging in our blueberry ice today. It is a little cooler today. It's a perfect day for a dinosaur jacket as Jason Walk leads off and takes the first pitch outside. And we are underway. Winner goes to the regional finals to take on Georgia Tech tonight. Walk showed his blazing speed yesterday, scoring from second base on a throwing error by Georgia Tech pitcher Tate McKee as he takes a strike, hits 1-1. Ran into Skip Johnson this morning, the head coach for Oklahoma, and I was talking to him. I was like, man, Jason Walk is unbelievably fast. He said, I don't know that he's faster than John Spikerman, who is a really great center fielder for Oklahoma. Walk showing off power here, and he gives him a 1-0 lead. The leadoff man with a solo home run to get things started for Oklahoma in the first. I don't know that he has to sprint, but even when he's jogging, he's moving fast.
He knows he could slow it down a little bit, right? That's one of the fastest home run jogs I've ever seen.
His first gear is better than everybody else's fifth.
I mean, and how quick is this bat through the zone? Straight on it, head over the barrel. That's just a quick bat. Ball gets out in a hurry. 105 miles an hour off the bat.
He knew it, too. He had the bat with him almost all the way to first base. 1-0 Oklahoma right away as Camden Johnson takes the ball 1-0. Well, that's not Oklahoma's strength, although they have hit, 5 home runs in this regional. And this is a team that plays the inside game a lot. Johnson very fast. Had a key error yesterday, but for the most part has played good defense. As you see, they were 13th in the SEC during the regular season in homers. So power-laden conference, but down towards the bottom of the league. Johnson fouls it away. It's 1-2.
Now, I mean, we talk about Walk and his speed. They've got speed up and down this lineup, and we've seen it here at regionals, where all of a sudden they hit a ground ball, and it's bang, bang at first base, and these are routine ground balls.
Here's the 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. To Camden Johnson. There's Skip Johnson standing in the back.
He's hiding.
He knows we're on him. National runner-up in 2022 at OU. And Johnson's run the count full here with nobody out in the first, and Oklahoma already up 1-0. Yeah, I was so excited, Gavin, when I saw we were going to be in the regional with Oklahoma because it meant we got to spend quality time with Skip, but it has not disappointed. Johnson skies that one into right center field. Jaden Williams, the center fielder, camps under it to make the catch, and that's the first out here in the first.
Skip Johnson, the knowledge that he possesses, especially on the pitching side of baseball, is really incredible. Fun to talk to him and just kind of pick at all the knowledge that he has and just kind of really digest everything and realize, like, man, this guy knows everything there is to know about the pitching side of baseball.
Dayton LaChance getting a chance to DH today after catching both games for Oklahoma yesterday. It's 1-0. Yeah, I think that one of the things that impresses me always about Skip is that he is a lifelong learner. Yeah. So he is constantly learning more about how to use the data, how to use technology. He picks the brains of professional pitching coaches, the best ones. And everybody has such great respect for him. And I think that's why you see, even though Oklahoma is not the most resourced SEC program, they have one of the best young pitching staffs in the nation. As LaChance hit on the elbow, and he will reach with one out. It was not a great finish to the SEC season for Oklahoma. They have just won 5 of their last 15 games, including yesterday. But Skip Johnson's club has overpowering pitching. And we were talking a little bit today about how they have struggled in winning the most important counts, right? 3-2 counts have been the issue. They did a pretty good job against the Citadel yesterday of that. Jackson Willits, who homered yesterday, takes a stride.
Yeah, he was telling us too, at the beginning of the season where everything was going right, they were winning those counts. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the season, they started to lose those counts. And what ended up happening, they were losing those ball games.
And that's not just pitching-wise, that's offensively, too. They were not controlling the counts and not making good swing decisions. And that was one of the concerns yesterday against Georgia Tech. There was a little bit more chase in the lineup. And this is a guy whose numbers have not been great this year, but Jackson Willits is such an important player. Switch hitting shortstop, 3-year starter for them. The older brother of Eli Willits, the #1 overall pick last year from the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, nice home run in yesterday's ball game against Georgia Tech. Yeah, again, another one with a very fast, quick swing, great bat-to-ball skill.
And there's his dad, Reggie, the assistant head coach. Runs the offense here, their chaos offense. Then he goes with the cut-off sweatshirt over the long sleeve shirt. 2-2. The pitch. Willits taps to first, gloved by Zach Hunt, who will take it to the bag for out number 2. The chance goes to second. That'll bring up Trey Gamble. Gamble, the senior, had one of the 2 Oklahoma home runs against the Citadel yesterday.
And straight away center field, showing off that power. And that's something that we've seen. And look, they talk about Oklahoma, and it's going to be more of that chaos-style offense of putting bunts down, stealing bases. They've been showing off the power here at Georgia Tech and McNeese Stadium.
Well, I think that this is a cozier environment.
It is a little bit cozier.
So that helps. I mean, the Citadel has hit, 3 home runs.
Yep.
They had 38 on the season coming into regionals. It's about half as many as Oklahoma has hit. 1-1 the count to Gamble. That's the man who had a home run yesterday and the game-winning 2-run hit in the 10th. Zach Hunt, the first baseman for the Citadel, that one down low. 2-1 to Trey Gamble. Gamble out of Salt Lake Community College. A little different environment than Norman, Oklahoma. 2-1. Check swing foul, and the count evens. Just underway, top of the first. Oklahoma with a 1-0 lead on the leadoff homer from Jason Walk. The 2-2. And the count goes full. Three balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gamble at the plate. Payoff called strike 3, and the inning is over. But Oklahoma gets the lead thanks to the leadoff blast from Jason Walk. Solo home run gives them a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. Winner to the regional finals. Now that is how you dress for a ball game. Oklahoma colors, bats and balls. Now the dress. I'm going to go on a limb and say that she's a Sooner fan based on the colors there.
I would agree.
And there's the man with the construction gloves that should be heading to Cooperstown, Zach Hunt. No batting gloves, just construction gloves with the JUCO transfer. A couple of home runs and the game-winning hit in the 10th inning to keep the Citadel season alive.
You got to love the superstition, too, where all of a sudden you get those gloves, you put them on, you get some good hits, and you go, well, I guess this is what we got from here on out.
I want to see it start a trend in South Carolina high school. The starter for Oklahoma for the third straight game is a freshman, Nick Wesloski. Gets the ball, the right-hander making his first start. They are set up, if they can win this game, they will likely turn to Cam Johnson tonight, who was their Friday starter to open the year. But they have to win this one, and you're going to be stunned to know this, Gabby, but Nick Wesloski throws hard.
Shocking. Every single guy that we've seen out of Oklahoma is just firing that ball in.
Lane Tobin leads off, and the shortstop takes a strike. It's 0-1. Tobin, the son of Philip Tobin, the shortstop on the Citadel's 1990 Men's College World Series team. He serves it into center field, and Rock won't get there. It's a leadoff single. And their second-year head coach is Russell Triplett, former Clemson standout. He's helped them get back to a regional for the first time since 2010. Former Clemson player, former assistant to Jack Leggett. We were going through some of his coaching history today. He played under Kevin O'Sullivan, the head coach at Florida, was an assistant at Clemson, worked with Tim Corbin and Eric Bakich on Jack Leggett's staffs. As Jaden Williams takes high, ball one. So he's been around some really great coaches.
There's a reason why every single one of those guys has found themselves a spot in really big programs. And he himself with the Citadel.
Jaden Williams, the speedy center fielder, really talented young player. Center fielder stands in with Tobin at first. This is a team that is going to run every chance that they get. Bunting there is Williams, and count 1-1.
Like, it's pretty similar style of play with the Citadel in Oklahoma, where they're going to run, they're going to put pressure on. They talk about the chaos on the bases and the pressure that they put on the defenses. And not only that, now you're having to consistently worry about those base runners.
Williams checks and takes low, and you count 2-1.
And everybody knows when you start paying attention to base runners, you're going to make mistakes over the heart of the plate, so it's only going to help out the offenses. So that's why this is going to be a fun game, because both styles are the same.
Yeah, you will see them bunt guys to second, but you also see them steal third. You see the bunt and run, the hit and run. Williams takes outside, 3-1. And right now, he's trying to give away an out, and Wesloski isn't letting him take it.
Wesloski, too, not a guy that's going to really walk anybody. Only 9 walks on the season and 22 innings of work.
3-1, bunted up along first. It's going to be a tough play for Wesloski. And throwing into the runner, he gets him at first. Boy, that was not an easy play and not an easy throw for Dayton Taki to handle at first.
And that's the thing with the Citadel. They are just technically sound. Every single bunt, they're going to be placing it perfectly down the lines. This is a tough play for Wesloski to be able to come in and quickly get it out of his hand, because Williams, he could fly down that first base line.
Tobin in scoring position. You see the bunt is a big part of their game. Stolen base, hit by pitch. We're in the middle of the pack of the league in runs per game. TJ Anderson sends the first pitch to left. And it's hauled in. Trey Gamble getting the start in left field today for out number 2.
So Wesloski on the mound. Fastball, curveball, has a slider, will throw a changeup. Fastball anywhere from 90 to 94 miles an hour. And the other thing is, too, and we talked to Skip Johnson, they want him to go as far as he can possibly go in this ball game. And they know that to win this regional, you're going to have to go and beat Georgia Tech twice if they're able to win this game against the Citadel. And that's not going to be an easy task. You're going to need as many pitchers as you possibly can ready to go.
Michael Gibson bats. Their two-way star rolls it to third. Camden Johnson's like a vacuum cleaner over there as he scoops it up and fires to first. And the Citadel leaves a man in scoring position. To the second, 1-0 Oklahoma.
Welcome to Squeeze Play. All the highlights, all the big moments.
Get a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag Squeeze Play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Squeeze Play going on now on ESPN Plus. You can catch all the action around all the regionals as Brendan Brock getting a start behind the plate today. Fouls the first pitch off for Oklahoma here in the second. It'll be Brendan Brock to lead things off, followed by Desan Harris and Dayton Taki. Brock played left field in the first 2 games and now back behind the plate. This guy with 20-plus stolen bases who split time at catcher this year. Bouncer foul.
The athleticism at the catching position, especially in this regional, is crazy. Talk about on the Georgia Tech side with Von Lackey and his athleticism, the way he can steal bases. Got the same thing here with Brendan Brock. Just an athletic player who can play that catching position.
We might need to get him a little water to tap down the hair, though, because I'm not sure that
The alfalfa popping
it's
out.
the alfalfa popping out of the helmet. 1-2 foul.
I would never have that problem.
I mean, you might have then.
I actually wore a hat underneath my helmet because it was too big.
They couldn't get you a right-sized helmet?
Not at that point.
I mean, maybe it's good to get your hair exposed to the elements here. 1-2 to Brock. Coulter, the South Carolina native. Getting ready for the 1-2 to Brendan Brock. Bouncer foul again. You see Coulter from Sumter, South Carolina. Another one of the Florence Darlington Tech transfers on the roster. We were talking to James Reeves, his pitching coach, about him. He said, man, there's something about kids from Sumter. That's where Jordan Montgomery's from, the big leaguer. He said, they just must teach them all really good changeups. That was funny. He's like, I don't know who's teaching him, but he's like, his changeup's really good.
Really, I mean, we were talking too to to Russell Triplett, and it was like the reason why he got recruited to the Citadel was just basically the changeup, and that was it.
2-2 in the air to right, pretty well hit. Stratus back to the fence and in front of Mark Teixeira's retired number. He hauls it in for out number 1. Squeeze play going on now. Use the QR code on the screen to get around the clock multi-game coverage of all of the regional activity today. Mike Rudy standing by along with Chris Burke, Chris Budden, Matt Schick today to take you around all of these elimination games and the regional finals tonight. First pitch to Desan Harris in the air to right center field. Jaden Williams will be in front of the fence to haul it in. So the ballpark's held those last 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the second. 1-0 Oklahoma. Here's some of the headlines that we're tracking. UCLA 3 in the bottom of the 9th to beat Virginia Tech. How about 2 4 seeds in the driver's seat in regionals? Little Rock, who upset the apple cart last year in Baton Rouge, is 1. Milwaukee, who is under 500, is 2-0.
They
in the
are
Urban Regional.
crushing baseballs, that Milwaukee team.
Oh, yeah.
It is impressive watching them going out there and hitting the way that they're hitting.
I think I saw today that at one point they were like 5 and 25.
They got hot at the right time,
No
let me tell you.
kidding. Yeah,
Jeez.
won the Horizon League tournament on a walk-off home run to
Surprising.
eliminate Wright State, and all they have done is just kept hitting home runs. They're 2-0 in the Auburn Regional. Down 2-1 to Dayton Taki. The 2 4 seeds at 2-0 is incredible.
It just goes to show, playing baseball on the field, you never know who's going to really win.
At the end of that, 2-2 and 7 SEC teams that are 2-0. And I was reading some commentary from Aaron Fitt from D1Baseball.com this morning, and he said the way things are going right now, he said he would be surprised if there were fewer than 5 SEC teams in Omaha. Swing and a miss, Taki down on strikes. And now 4 in a row set down by Coulter. Changeup showing up big here for Coulter. Second strikeout of the game, 1-0 Oklahoma to the bottom of the second. From Chicago. 1-0 Oklahoma as we start the bottom of the second. First pitch misses low to Christian Stratus, the right fielder for the Citadel. We'll have 5, 6, and 7 in their order here. Against Nick Wisloski. Inside a ball, 2-0. First career collegiate start for Wisloski today for Oklahoma. He is from a family of football players. He's got a brother that was a linebacker this last year at Oklahoma State after transferring from North Texas. And he was like a big-time linebacker prospect in high school who decided to follow baseball. He was from Boyd High School in McKinney, Texas. I know that will shock you that guy probably liked to hit some people on the field. The thing about the Oklahoma freshmen that they've run out in these 3 games is none of them look like freshmen either physically or have acted like it mentally on the mound. Like, I don't know what they're feeding their freshmen there, but it's pretty cool. Just missed, and the count is full.
I mean, Wisniewski, 6'3", 219 pounds as a freshman. That's a lot of muscle, too.
He's not even the biggest guy we've seen for them.
It's not.
Rager's
Cord
6'6",
Rager's
237.
6'6". You see all these freshmen just coming out there, just strength-wise.
Towards the middle, tough play by Branch, who throws to first in time to get it. Stratus retired, leadoff man gone in the Citadel second. That'll bring up Zach Hunt. And yesterday, his second home run of this regional. First home run of the regional, I should say, knocked in 3 runs, including the walk-off 2-run single in the 10th. Swinging at the first pitch, the man with the most famous set of batting gloves in the country grounds out, 2 up, 2 down. We've got to send those. Like, we need to get a regional artifacts thing. And call
Just
Josh
put those
Rawitz the
things
Hall
in
of Fame.
there.
That's
Well,
great.
He says that they last 6 months. He's only on month number 2, so we have to wait until they get worn down to be able to take it off of him.
2 outs for Sam Dansky. He had a big home run yesterday, just 4 of them on the year.
That's just great. I love that he has the thumb guard too on there. Like if it couldn't get thick enough, put the thumb guard on there.
I can't believe that you need a thumb guard as thick as those gloves are.
He could take 1,000 swings and they will not hurt his hand.
I mean, those look like something off an infomercial where they like test it with like an acetylene torch, and they're like, they're resistant to fire. You won't feel a thing. These things are so thick.
But they work.
Do you wish you had tried that now?
No, I wanted to feel the bat. I don't think you're able to even feel the bat with those things on.
You don't get blisters.
You don't get blisters. That is true.
2-1 the count to Sam Dansky. Zlowski's pitch. Check swing, Tapper back to the mound. And a 1-2-3 inning for the freshman. And we've played 2. Oklahoma with a 1-0 lead. We'll visit with their head coach, Skip Johnson, next. Skip Johnson, your freshmen have been pretty impressive on the mound, both physically and with their pitch. What are you feeding these guys? Nick Wisniewski's huge too.
That's called having a good recruiting coordinator, Todd Butler.
He's really impressive, though. What stands out to you about why you've trusted him in this role?
Well, I mean, he's a grinder. He's was a former quarterback in football and football family, so he's aggressive and he's going to attack and just, go pitch to pitch.
Skip, we appreciate the time. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Have a great day.
Skip Johnson. great head coach. I mean, giving credit to Todd Butler, that's great. But I mean, Todd Butler, former coach of Wichita State, and Skip not a man of many words in interviews, but you get him going, just talking ball, and
when you get him in person, just talking baseball, you'll have you there for about 45 minutes, not even realize it.
Yeah, real fortunate to, at Starbucks this morning, run into him and Ryan Gaines, their great director of ops. Ryan Gaines has like an encyclopedic knowledge of Oklahoma baseball history, and just got to hang out with those guys for a few minutes, and it's just so much fun.
We got some issue going on with gloves.
Yeah.
Looks like something happened, maybe
Dansky
to restring the glove and says, well, this one's fine, I guess. Let me take this
A
one
little
out.
tight, but
Maybe a little smaller than I'm used to, but that's fine.
Kyle Branch hits. Kyle Branch, the sophomore second baseman, bit of a rough year offensively for him. Getting just over 200, 216 on the year. His older brother, Colby, the starting shortstop at Georgia, has had a very good regional so far in his first two games, just about an hour and a half down the road in Athens. I was talking to his parents this week. They were trying to figure out how they were going to go back and forth. They have another son. They have two other boys. One of them was playing in the state semifinals in Texas this weekend, and they were missing it. They were here for regionals, trying to go back and forth between the sites as Branch walks to lead off the inning.
You only have two people, so it's not like you could separate all that much. It's going to be a tough one for the family to see where they're going to go next.
I asked him, like, are you going to go back for the state championship? And his dad, Rusty, said, listen, our goal in this was to go next weekend, whatever is going to be the closest to get us to Omaha. I said, so if the Texas state champions end up playing the international champions in Omaha, then we'll be at home for the state championship. Otherwise, we're on the road for a super. And hoping to have a decision to make between which one to go to if the Sooners can win today and then win two from Georgia Tech tonight and tomorrow. Branch has 3 stolen bases on the year. Jason Walk takes a strike. It's 0-1.
And I don't believe that was trying to bunt to get him over. I think that was just, I'm going to show the bunt, but I'm really taking.
Jason Walk, a leadoff home run. He's accounted for the only run of the game so far. Boy, Dansky is playing. He's almost in the right-handed batter's box.
And I don't really think that Jason Walk is bunting in this situation. And if he is going to bunt, I feel like he's just going to bring it along to first base with him.
Another snap throw, and that one nearly got Branch leaning. Boy, that was quick from Coulter.
That's one of the other reasons, too, that they wanted Coulter in this ball game, of being able to control the running game, understanding exactly what Oklahoma does. Very aggressive on the bases.
Walk not bunting there as he takes outside. The count 1-1. Here's how the game started for Oklahoma.
Yeah, this is why we're saying we don't think he's going to be bunting, because he's showing off the power.
Just 4 home runs on the year, but he can absolutely fly. He takes low, 2-1.
And it's funny, too, because we haven't really seen this Oklahoma team play their style of baseball so far in this regional. We haven't seen really a lot of trying to take the extra base or trying to steal. Now, there is a reason to that, because every single team knows, so they're putting pitchers out there to try to combat that.
Yeah, there is a huge emphasis on trying to stop the running game for Oklahoma, but they're also playing in a ballpark where they've been able to run it out of the ballpark some, and I wonder how much that impacts it as well. Change-up strike on the inside corner. 2-2. Oh, that looked like it stopped 3 different times on the way to the plate.
Hey, they call it a Bugs Bunny changeup for a reason. He's got a good one, and he pairs it with the sinker. I mean, he can get that sinker up to 92 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden he pulls the string at about 84, 85 with the changeup.
The 2-2 to Walk. Missed down and in. Tugged on that one a little too much, and the count is full. Now, Walk will strike out a little bit, Gabby, but do you think about putting Branch in motion here with nobody out?
I think you do. In a certain situation, you've got to play your style of baseball.
They don't have a stolen base at all in their first 2 games in the regional, which is, again, rather shocking.
And Branch is not, one of their burners who's going to be stealing only 3 for 5 in the stolen base category.
Runner goes, 3-2, bounce foul.
But I like it. It's about putting pressure on defenses and getting guys to move. And if you got a guy up to bat and walk who he can hit the ball on the ground a whole bunch. You have guys moving certain positions. All of a sudden, it's opening up holes. You can get guys open first to third and really then start using that pressure of then stealing, getting guys again into scoring position even more.
Runner goes again, 3-2, ball 4, and now Oklahoma has the first 2 aboard with nobody out in the third. Back-to-back walks to start the inning. Now you start getting into the best hitters. Camden Johnson will bat, a transfer from Wichita State. He sacrificed in the first inning yesterday. Oklahoma could not score off Tate McKee in that frame. OU coaches felt like that was a key moment. First pitch, and that's a bunt up along third, and it's a really good one. Danske's throw, not in time. Johnson beats it out, and the bases are loaded.
Boy, that's a beauty of a bunt. Camden Johnson executing this bunt to perfection. Third baseman's playing in. It doesn't matter. He's able to deaden that ball and then using that speed down the first baseline. There it is. Foot is definitely there before that ball enters the glove.
And it has been a quiet tournament so far for Dayton LaChance, the transfer from McLennan. The Quebec native who leads this team in home runs with a dozen. Bases loaded, nobody out. And he tries to check. And I believe he did. I didn't see a call there.
I don't know what happened there. It maybe the ball hit the bat and bounced up. Umpire making a really nice play.
I mean, if it did hit the bat and bounce up, even if it bounced on the ground, that should be a foul ball.
It says a strike. So I don't know. I didn't see it.
I didn't see him call anything. LaChance bounces it foul. It's 0-2.
I'm thinking that he made contact and it was a foul ball.
That's what I thought too.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a foul ball. Okay.
Nice play.
And it was. There's a lucky umpire. 0-2 the count to Dayton LaChance. 1-0 Oklahoma and threatening here with nobody out in the bases juiced to the third. Swing and a miss. LaChance down on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for Coulter, 1 out.
And for Oklahoma, they really need a chance to get going. This is a really nice changeup. We've talked about the changeup a whole bunch with a lot of action to it. Starts off the plate away, runs back over, and gets the swing and miss.
Anfield back at double play depth with 1 out for Willits. The shortstop struck out looking his first trip. Takes a strike, it's 0-1.
It's almost like if you are an Oklahoma hitter, you start just sitting on the changeup. He's throwing it a whole bunch, throwing it way more than he's throwing the fastball. So it's just start sitting on that pitch and thinking about it being almost like a sinker.
That was a breaking ball and missed away. The count 1-1. That almost looked like he was just trying to show that pitch.
Yeah, he has the slider. That's the pitch that he's going to utilize a lot more. He'll every once in a while he'll throw the curveball just to kind of change eye level.
The 1-1. That one misses, and the count 2-1. Willits does have a grand slam this season, that against Oral Roberts, but you see what Oklahoma has done. They have really struggled with men in scoring position so far in this tournament. Just 2 hits, and one of those the bunt single by Camden Johnson in this inning. Willits lines it, caught by Patel. They've got to play it first, but Hunt couldn't get there quick enough, and that's the second out. And a good decision by Patel to not try and force it.
A great decision by Patel. One, being able to get over and just make this play. This ball's well struck at 107 miles an hour. Patel snagging that line drive, but then not trying to force the issue. Seeing that, you know what, my first baseman Hunt, he's not there. I'm not going to just make this throw, and he was going to have to try to make it unbalanced anyways. Just put it in the back pocket.
Mario Patel, a very good defender as Trey Gamble takes the ball. You can hear sort of the booing starting from the Citadel fans who have been vociferous in their support. The 1-0. 2-0 now to Gamble. And maybe the biggest pitch of the game so far coming up for Coulter. His 60th pitch already here in the third. He's bent, but he hasn't broken so far. The pitch to Gamble. It's 3-0. And now he's got to come to him with a fastball. You got to turn him loose, right?
I mean, at this point, I am. I'm going to turn him loose. Already hit a home run in this tournament. Go ahead. If he gives you a good pitch, I want you swinging.
3-0. Takes a strike, taking all the way.
That's exactly the one that he was looking for. Fastball right down the middle. It does have a little sink to it. But that's the pitch that right now, that's what you're waiting for on 3-1 count.
The 3-1. Swing and a miss. A high fastball. And now the fans getting to their feet trying to support Coulter. 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the third. Oklahoma leading 1-0. The runners go. The payoff fouled away by Gamble.
He went right back to that sinker. 3-0 sinker, 3-1 sinker, 3-2 sinker. If he feels it and he feels like he could throw it for a strike, it would be the right time to throw that changeup.
The 3-2 again. Outside, ball 4. It's 2-0 Oklahoma.
And he ends up going with the fastball, got away from him. Great at bat there by Gamble.
Third walk of the inning for Coulter. And there's starting to be some moving around in the Citadel bullpen. And Phillips Daniels, the catcher, is going to go out to visit with Coulter. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. James Reeves, the pitching coach for the Citadel, just had his single-season strikeout record broken by Will Holmes yesterday on his way out to the mound to visit with Coulter. We spent a lot of time with James Reeves this week, man. He's a chill dude.
He is a very chill dude. Just talking with him. And really, I mean, the philosophy of pitching for him, it's almost like the old school philosophy of like, gotta throw strikes, right? Like that is what the game is all about. If you're not throwing strikes and you're not in the zone, you're not gonna be a good pitcher on the mound. And that's one of his points of emphasis to every single one of his pitchers is just go in attack mode. Go right after these guys.
He's having a little bit of a longer conversation there with our home plate umpire, Travis Reiniger. It seemed like a cordial conversation, but a longer one nonetheless. Reeves took over last year as the pitching coach, and with largely the same staff from the year before, shaved about a run off their ERA and did it again this year. He's done a very good job in his first 2 years. Brendan Brock, second on this team in home runs, stands in. The catcher takes a strike. It's 0-1. Brock has a grand slam this year, opening day against Texas Tech. Trying to break it open for Oklahoma with a big 2-out hit here in the third. Fouled away. It's 0-2. The pitch, swinging a tapper, hit him in the box. And Brock able to stay alive. Got ahead, he's gone to the soft stuff. I have to think it's probably another changeup coming here.
I mean, for me, I love an elevated fastball, but he's a sinker guy, so I would go definitely change up and try to keep it down.
The 0-2. Ooh, tried the breaking ball, had everybody fooled, but missed it low. And the count 1-2. A long inning for Coulter, as you can see, approaching the 70 pitch mark, and we're only in the third. A 1-2, swinging a grounder past the diving Tobin into center field, a base hit. 2 runs will score. Gamble to third. Brendan Brock delivers a big hit Oklahoma's been looking for all regional long. They lead 4-0.
Well, finally got the big hit that they needed. They've been getting guys on pace. They've been getting guys into scoring position. They just haven't gotten the big hit. And boy, this is a big one with 2 strikes, staying right back up the box. A huge 2-out, 2-run RBI.
And now Desan Harris, who flied to right. Brock is a threat to run at first. And he goes. And Coulter steps off, and no play. A stolen base for Brock as he took off right away.
Now, I don't know if that was a play to maybe try to draw a balk and get guys going, but that was one of the easier steals that Brock is ever going to have.
And now Harris back through the middle, and it's going to be 2 more runs for Oklahoma. A 5-run inning for the Sooners, and they lead 6-0.
Well, that's chaos baseball at its best. Steal a base, get into scoring position, deliver a big hit right back up the box. That's 2 hitters in a row, same type of mindset. Use the big part of the field, drive it right back up the box. Another 2 RBI single for the Sooners.
6-0 Oklahoma, amazing their first stolen base of the regional. Comes on what might have been a trick play, and it leads to 2 more runs as Dayton Taki swings and misses. It's 0-1. Action in the Citadel pen. Liam Foley getting loose. Junior right-hander. The 0-1. And the count evens. Taki struck out to end the second. He is the 9th man to come to the plate in the inning for Oklahoma. Outside, the ball got loose in the Citadel bullpen. They had a bullpen catcher running on the field during that pitch.
Whoops.
How does the ball get loose there? Did it hit the back wall?
Hit the back wall and scooted out.
Runner goes. Pitch in the dirt. It's a stolen base for Harris.
This is what I've been waiting for with this Oklahoma team. I wanted to see the chaos, and we're finally seeing it.
Well, when you get the lead, right, you start playing more and more aggressive. That's the key is.
But when you do that from the beginning, that's your style. It's fun to watch. Guys just take off, take the extra base, get themselves into scoring position.
3-1 the count. Taki swings and skies it to center. Jaden Williams over. He will make the catch, and the inning is over. A 5 spot for the Sooners. We get to the bottom of the third. They lead the Citadel 6-0.
worse, though. Daniel Jackson, fewer better.
Edwards cooking right now.
Cholowski with power. A laser from Lackey. Daniel Jackson just went yard. Edwards fires home. Running three called. We got real dudes on both sides of the ball.
Some of the stars, we will see one of those featured coming up later tonight in the finals. Georgia Tech waits the winner of this team, Von Lackey, leading the Yellow Jackets to the regional final against the winner of the Citadel at Oklahoma. And Oklahoma with a 6-0 lead thanks to a 5-run third inning. Aryan Patel will lead things off. 8-9-1 for the Bulldogs. Takes a strike, 0-2. Georgia Tech hoping to get through to a super regional for the first time since 2006. Still can't believe that. Wow. It's their last Omaha trip, too. One of the best teams in the country. They played, the first 2/3 of that game last night against Oklahoma were terrific. Oklahoma was down. They came back. They tied it. The seventh inning just kind of got away from them as field conditions worsened. Georgia Tech's offense can put it on you at any moment. Down low, the count 2-2. Von Lackey hit a home run over that scoreboard yesterday for Georgia Tech. So game one for Georgia Tech, he gets a 456-foot home. Longest of the year for any Georgia Tech hitter. And then yesterday, here you go, 468.
Yeah. And it was 468. That thing cleared the whole entire scoreboard with ease, too.
I mean, it was
an easy swing.
It's one of those that you just see disappear into the evening.
And that, look, Xander Mercurius was throwing the ball exceptionally well that whole entire game. The numbers and maybe the line is not going to be conducive to what he actually did in that game.
Aryan Patel draws a leadoff walk for the Citadel in the third. Here's what Lackey did yesterday.
Oh, posed on it too. Oh, he knew it. And there it goes, over everything. Just.
It was, like it ends up on the football practice field, Gabby, and it reminded me of like when the kicker kicks one through the uprights and it like from 50 yards over. And he nails it so much that it like clears the net, right, almost. Maybe I'm making that up, but no. I mean, it's that kind of like, it was
loud,
impressive. Speaking of impressive, Phillips Daniels caught 18 innings yesterday on a miserably hot day. The catcher takes a strike, 1-1. We were talking to Russell Triplett, his head coach, before the game, and he was just like housing water. He saw him in the elevator, and he had a cup of coffee, and he said, "Phillips, that's not going to help you." And Phillips said, "Coach, if I don't have this coffee, I won't even be able to turn in my whoop band." You're out in a short, that should be two. And it is. Willits takes it himself, a 6-3 double play, 2 outs. Well, the winner of this regional will face the winner of the Lawrence Regional. How about KU? 2-0 in that regional. Arkansas defeated last night 5-3. They are currently leading Northeastern. Game on ESPNU right now. Arkansas trying to get to the regional final against Kansas, the Big 12 regular season and tournament champions. 2 outs, nobody on for Lane Tobin. Takes a strike, it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. And the count 0-2 to Lane Tobin. The pitch in the dirt.
Tell you what, Wisniewski's looking really good on the mound. He's looking confident as the game continues on. He looks better and better. He has his pitches working. He has that good fastball. The breaking balls are there. This is something that Skip Johnson needed, right? And it's one of the things that he told us, like, we need him to get innings for us.
2-2. Well, your point, so far he's done a really good job of that. I mean, he is efficient. And they've created space. And he fires a strike in there and gets Tobin looking to end the third. We'll visit with Russell Triplett, the head coach of the Citadel, next. It's 6-0 Oklahoma as we head to the fourth. Six to nothing. We're joined now by the Citadel head coach, Russell Triplett. And first time through the order against Oklahoma. What do you want to see your adjustments your hitters make now?
We're trying to pull it, and he's got a little cut to the ball. He's got a good arm. He's a freshman, but I don't think the command's great. We got a little anxious there early when we were in the game, and first time we had runners in scoring position, we swung at the first pitch, both at bats, and he got us out in front. We're going to have to chip away now. My guys aren't going to quit. I know that, and you can't get them to do that. So, we're down here early, but we're not going to go anywhere. Our guys are going to fight till the end regardless of the score, and that's what these guys are about.
On the pitching side of it, we already seen that you're making a change on the mound. What is the thought process here moving forward?
Well, we walked too many guys. I mean, all three of the guys we walked have scored. The leadoff home run doesn't bother me. It's more of the walks and free passes. We got to attack the zone. I know the ball's moving around a little bit, but we got to force them to put the ball in play and not put them in those situations.
Russell, we appreciate the time. Best of luck today.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Russell Triplett, second-year head coach. Bryce Coulter's day done. There's the 3 walks you just heard.
Yeah.
Russell Triplett talking about Oklahoma able to cash all of those in that 5-run third inning, and on to the bullpen where Liam Foley, the junior, Charlotte, North Carolina, will take over. Foley, a transfer from Cleveland Community College. First pitch to the number 9 hitter, Kyle Branch, is a strike, 0-1. Last inning started with the number 9 hitter, Branch, drawing a leadoff walk. That's how things got going in that 5-run frame for OU. So now it's going to be up to the Citadel to post some zeros. A hot shot past the diving Dansky into left field, a base hit for Branch. Leadoff man aboard here in the fourth.
You talked about the walks. There's a reason why Foley's coming into this ballgame. Foley has allowed 5 walks in 20 and a third innings of work. So he's a strike thrower. He goes right after hitters. And you also heard Russell Triplett say, I don't mind the home run, right? I don't mind if you're going into attack, and every once in a while you're going to get clipped, especially in this ballpark. It's a little bit smaller, especially to that right side. But you can't afford to just walk guys.
First pitch misses low to Jason Walk, the switch hitter, who led off the game with a homer. It's 1-0. Well, you heard Russell Triplett talking about the toughness, and we've spent a lot of time this week trying to get a better feel for what campus life is like at the Citadel. As Walk sends that one into shallow left, it's going to fall for a base hit. A great read by Branch as he heads to third. He's there. Ball gets away. Walk will get to second. I mean, what a read by Kyle Branch from first base to go first to third on a blooper right in front of him in left field.
Right, this ball is right in front of Kyle Branch, and he saw it, he read it. He knows that the ball wasn't hit that hard off the bat of walk, but he read it, he sees it, and as he's running, he is telling himself, you know what, I can make it there, because he was running on the ball. Nice slide into third, the other one too. Jason Walk, smart with reading that throw and being able to get himself to second base.
Russell Triplett out to deliver the message here with second and third, nobody out. Just trying to slow the game down a little bit for this team at the Citadel. He said his team is not going to get up. I don't think you can question the toughness of these guys. I mean, these guys get up at 5:30 in the morning to lift for the baseball team before they have to do formation, and I mean, it is a military school. Like, they have to go through the grind. And Triplett seems to have a real appreciation for what the players go through now when they start as freshmen. They're called knobs as freshmen, right? They become cadets on that campus. And living inside the gates there has given him that perspective.
Well, he even told us a story of all of a sudden, you know, the first day that he's there to have a meeting, and they're doing it in the weight room, and one of the cadets or one of the freshmen, the knobs, gets there and he looks at his time. He goes, you need a new watch because you're 5 minutes late. And the other guys had to basically tell him, like, no, he left his bunk 30 minutes ago. But if you're doing something, you're walking by and, you know, one of the cadets, the older guys, see you and they see, you know what, like maybe your shirt wasn't tucked in. They send you back and you have to walk again. And it might take guys 30 minutes to just walk 100 feet.
Yeah, you can't go up staircases if there are upperclassmen on it, as Camden Johnson bunts it foul. So it is very regimented, but that discipline seems to help with the Citadel players. And certainly I think Russell Triplett appreciates that, but he's got such a good way about him. We had heard relentlessly intense, but a great hang, and that absolutely jives, I think, with Russell Triplett. He had two of his boys on the field with us before. One is the older one, Colin. He wants to be a broadcaster. It was fun. Camden Johnson bounces that one foul, and the count 1-2 to the third baseman for Oklahoma. They already lead 6-0. They have runners at second and third and nobody out here in the fourth, and a chance to bust this game wide open. And the Citadel does not have much power, so a big lead. Oklahoma feel really good about their chances. That one down low, the count 2-0, 2-2, excuse me.
Camden Johnson has done a very nice job with runners in scoring position this year, hitting over 300. He has himself a situation here where if he can do the same thing that we saw last inning with Brock and Harris of hitting the ball just right back up the box, that's another 2 RBIs.
Bouncer off his foot. A foul ball, and Johnson will walk it off. Winner of this game goes to the regional final tonight against Georgia Tech. This is the daunting task of coming through the losers bracket. You have to win today, tonight, and tomorrow night to move to a super regional, whereas Georgia Tech has to win one game either this evening or tomorrow in order to move on.
We've seen it happen before, though.
Yeah.
Plenty of times in regional where all of a sudden you might lose game 1 or game 2 and work your way through and end up winning it with you just using momentum.
3-2 outside, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Oklahoma. Second straight inning, they've loaded the bases with nobody out and had their slugger, Dayton LaChance, coming to the plate.
If Oklahoma does win this ball game, which looks like they're well on their way, they have a chance because they have pitching. If you have pitching, you have a chance, and they have depth in that pitching rotation.
Chance takes inside, ball 1. Hit by a pitch in the first inning, struck out swinging with the bases loaded in the third. 1-0 the count. The Quebec native who learned English at McLennan Junior College in Texas. Liner into center field. It'll get down for a base hit. 1 run is home. Walked out a late break. He will hold at third. Throw came all the way through, and the bases reload at 7-0 Oklahoma.
That's exactly what Oklahoma needs. They need LaChance to get going with the bat. Bases loaded. Really nice to see him just staying short and compact with this swing. Didn't even hit it all that well on the barrel, but still came off the bat at 101 miles an hour. That just goes to show how strong he is.
Jackson Willits will hit. Willits takes a changeup low. It's 1-0. 7-0 OU. Strike at the count, 1-1. For all their struggles coming in with just one hit with the man in scoring position in the first two games, 4 of them for OU today. Count 1-2. Just one of those things that tends to even out.
You need it to start getting hot at this point, right? Doesn't matter what happened in the previous games. It's what you're doing right now.
Breaking ball doesn't quite turn the corner. 2-2.
In this ball game right now, hitting 500 with runners in scoring position. So that's going to play.
What happened yesterday matters not. All that matters is the next pitch. Inside, and the count is full.
Every good coach would tell you, just be where your feet are. Can't go backwards. Just play right in the moment.
Do you think we're going to run through every cliche today, or just most of them?
70%.
Bouncer foul.
But keep at least 30% for next game.
You don't want to show them all your pitches too early. I think it's what it amounts to, right?
Until they make the adjustment on the fastball. Don't get away from it.
I'm not sure we ever had a fastball to show in this. 3-2. Just off the plate, ball 4. A bases loaded walk to Willits, and it's 8-0.
I mean, it's close, but I do feel like it's off. It's way off, to be honest with you. That's on the white chalk of the right-handed batter's box.
You want to take back what you said about it being close?
Hey, look close where we were at, and once we slow it down, it's a lot easier. Jeez.
And pitching change coming for the Citadel here. Bases loaded, top of the 4th inning. Oklahoma up 8-0 and looking for more. Winner of this game goes to the regional finals tonight against Georgia Tech.
real fun. Just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
June 12th, Omaha. 8 teams of the Men's College World Series in Lincoln. Ole Miss awaits the winner of today's game between Nebraska and Arizona State. Ole Miss winning the suspended game with Nebraska 6-3, playing in Lincoln. They are trying to get back to Omaha for the first time since 2022 when they won the national title over the Oklahoma Sooners. They have an 8-0 lead. Andrew Bowers, the transfer from Coastal Carolina. Take over here. Strike thrower gives him a lot of contact. First pitch to Trey Gamble was a strike. It's 0-1. Coastal Carolina eliminated today by Florida State. The defending national runner-up goes 0-2 in the Tallahassee Regional.
How about that? The 1-2 playing the elimination game.
Liner up the alley in right center field by Gamble. It'll get down for a base hit, and it will trickle all the way to the warning track. 2 runs are home. Willett stops at third. 2-run double. Trey Gamble, 10-0 OU.
Yeah, he talked about it with Bowers. Does give up a lot of slug, a 549 slug, and this is a slug. This is a double to right center field. Gets an elevated changeup. Is able to drive it to that right center field gap. Scoring Camden Johnson and LaChance from second. And right now, Oklahoma is just running away with this one.
Brendan Brock hits, doing the catching today. Playing left field in the first 2 games, takes the ball inside. And let me ask you a question. This is maybe, I know it's only the 4th inning. I don't want to say that it is over for the Citadel. You never know what's going to happen.
They're never going to give up. They're going to
fight.
Yeah.
But at what point, if you're Skip Johnson, do you start thinking, it might be a good idea to get some of my regulars off their feet before a game tonight? Is it 15-run lead? Is it where is that?
I think once you get to about next inning, maybe the 5th or 6th, if you have that 15-run lead, then yes. I think that is when you start to say, okay, let me get the regulars out. You have enough of a cushion to know that you can get these guys some rest because you know you're going to have another game tonight.
And the reason I bring that up specifically is because they played at 10 a.m. yesterday morning. They played a game that ended at, after 11 o'clock, almost 11:30 Eastern time last night. So they have to play again today, and the winner of this game has to play tonight. If you've got a big lead, it would seem like that's an advantage that you can have to try and buy some guys some rest. It's almost like this is very early BP then for them, Get your work in early, as Brock was.
That's got to be the thought process. And Skip Johnson, he's been here, he's done it, he knows it. And I think at a certain point, he's going to realize, let me get my guys off their feet. You're still going to be in the dugout, but take the cleats off, put the tennis shoes on, put the turfs on, whatever it is, and just enjoy and watch the game and get your rest.
Bases loaded for Desan Harris. He knocked in a pair with a base hit his last trip. Still nobody out in the 4th. Bouncer to first. Hunt will underhand to the pitcher covering. A run comes home to score. That's the first out of the inning. It's 11-0 Oklahoma. Third. And Brock at second.
And the other thing that's going to be interesting, too, is the utilization of the bullpen. Guys that you have coming in. That's going to be the interesting part as well. You're hoping that Wesleski can just take this game over all the way through.
Dayton Taki takes a strike. It's 0-1. Yeah, I think that's the part, too. The advantage lets you rest the guys that you most want to use. And as much as we've talked about OU's pitching prowess, it is not necessarily the deepest group in who they trust. When we saw some guys, Mason Bixby has like a 7 ERA. We saw him yesterday. It's pretty gross.
Pumping a hundo.
But,
But that's the thing. It's like, yeah, they might not. But you know what? You come into this situation, it changes things up.
Taki an RBI ground out into the second out of the inning. A run scores. Brock goes to third. 12-0 Oklahoma, and the 10th man to come to the plate in the inning will be Kyle Branch.
And that's the fun part about regionals and having guys with arms, right? Like, yeah, maybe during the season they got hit around or they had one bad game and now the ERA looks, inflated just because they're bullpen arms. Then they come to region and you're like, wait, well, this guy has a 7 and he's throwing 100? And you're like, oh, okay, wait. The last 4 or 5 games, he's been unhittable. So there is those situations, and when we look at Oklahoma, it's just firepower. What is it, the 5th hardest velo in all of D1 baseball?
Yeah. To save those guys as much as you can for tonight if they're able to hold on to what is now a 12-0 lead here in the 4th.
There's something to be said about letting your guys have that good feeling, right? Getting up there, getting hard contact, hitting the ball around, making sure that you gain that confidence moving forward. Like, confidence is big in baseball.
0-2. Yeah, I don't think I would even broach this if they hadn't had
the games
2
yesterday.
games yesterday.
I mean, and long games too, and hot. It started to cool off at the nighttime game, but that morning game, woo.
Oh, it was,
we're undercover and we were sweating up here.
It's a lot cooler today. Temperatures in the 70s. It was only 83 degrees yesterday. Branch into left. It'll fall in for a base hit, and it's a 13-0 lead for Oklahoma as Brock scores second hit of the inning for Branch. As he knocks in a run.
Doesn't hit it hard, but it doesn't matter. It's where you hit it. I feel like that ball was just off the end of the bat. Still a good swing through the zone. Falls right in front of Anderson playing left field. It's another hit and an RBI.
Well, it hadn't been much hit hard by Oklahoma in this inning. You're starting to get a little batted ball luck here with men in scoring position and taking advantage of it. Jason Walk already with his 4th plate appearance. It's a good day offensively when your leadoff man is on his 4th plate appearance in the 4th inning. Strike. Count 1-1. To second, Patel flips to second, and the inning is over. A 20-minute half inning for the OU offense. They sent 11 to the plate, 7 score. They lead 13-0 heading to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Citadel, Russell Triplett getting everybody together. A team meeting with them down 13-0 in the 4th. Looks like a supportive, encouraging meeting. He wasn't chewing anybody out.
Yeah, he's just basically saying, hey, you know that we're not going to give up, and I don't care what that scoreboard says. We're going to play this whole 9 innings, and we're going to play hard.
Same thing he said to us before the last half inning. They've allowed 12 runs to Oklahoma in the last 2 frames. There's Jaden Williams to lead things off. Williams, Anderson, Gibson, heart of the order for Russell Triplet squad. Williams, a freshman. Listening to everything that freshmen at the Citadel go through, the knobs as they call them, it is incredible to me that he can still play this season, because imagine having to go through a hell week, like basically basic training, all of the stuff that goes with that, and having to lift 4 days a week at 5:30 in the morning, and learning about your class schedule, and being away from home for the first time, and you have to play baseball and practice every day. It's like there's no free time, right?
And making sure your grades are up to par.
Yeah.
I mean, they have study sessions.
I mean, there's a big difference between guys like Jaden Williams and the transfers on the team, which are a whole bunch of them, including Anderson and Gibson, the next 2 scheduled hitters. Those guys don't live inside the gates. They live off campus. They do not go through the same thing. And it was interesting listening to guys like Michael Gibson talk about that, how helpful, some of the players who had been through it, who had graduated as Williams goes down on strikes, were in helping them understand the culture of what's going on. Catch the Paul Feinbaum Show weekdays at 3 Eastern on SEC Network. From big takes to breaking news around the SEC, it's all right here, and you can also stream the Paul Feinbaum Show on the ESPN app. You always say Paul. It's surprised his name isn't spelled P-A-W-L. Did you ever listen to Feinbaum? You should listen to Feinbaum.
I have not. I need to, though.
Do it, yeah.
Especially the way that you just sold that.
It is the most entertaining thing you will ever have.
Okay.
It is. The 1-0 to T.J. Anderson, fouled off to the left and out of play. It is, I mean, especially during football season. Like, that's when we should actually start a listening party. On Mondays, we turn on SEC Network after an SEC football weekend, especially if, like, one of the favorites loses. It is magical. I don't always love caller radio, but Paul, it is amazing. It is great.
You're selling me. I'm in.
Oh, gosh. There will never be another guy like Paul Feinbaum. That's amazing. It just means more, Gabby. When fouled off to the left and out of play, it's 2-2.
Guessing that's from the show?
No, that's the SEC's motto.
Oh,
it just means
motto.
more.
It
Yeah.
just means more.
There you see. We have some proud SEC alums on our crew today. Down low, the count is full. May or may not have been frequent callers as children to Paul. Here's a 3-2. Anderson into left, racing in. Gamble, and he can't get there. It gets away, and T.J. Anderson, a big turn, but he'll hold on at first. It's the second hit for the Citadel. There's a long way to go for Gamble, and he just couldn't quite reel it in.
Yeah, a lot of times, too, as an outfielder, when you're running in like he was, when you're going to try to kind of put the brakes on, that ball will start to move on you, and you can misplay it. Trying to still wait to see what they're going to give it. I'm with you. You had to run a long way to try to make that grab, but it looks like they're going to give him an error.
You know, I can see that.
Right. I feel like if he got there, he's able to make the play. Ball hits off of his glove. I guarantee you what, if you ask Gamble and you say, hey, should you have made that play? Do you think it's an error? He would tell you, yes, that's an error. I should have been making that play.
Wasn't an easy effort, but it wasn't that. It wasn't easy because he had a long way to go.
Right. He ran a long way to get there.
Fouled away by Michael Gibson. Count 1-1. Gibson, DH. Transfer from Liberty. He was the winning pitcher yesterday in their 10-inning victory over UIC. regardless of what happens the rest of this way, even if Oklahoma holds on to a big lead, or if the Citadel comes back, it'll be memorable. But yesterday's game against UIC is one I will think about for a long time. That was a terrific ball game and a big win for a Citadel program that has been fighting to get back into regionals. Kyle Branch, the second baseman, makes the play, 2 outs. This is some of what the Citadel was able to do in a game where they were down early, come back, take the lead. They had a big lead. UIC kept fighting back, and actually
Took the lead.
Took the lead in the 10th inning. Remember, they were down a run with 1 out in the 9th. UIC tied it with a homer. Took the lead in the 10th, and then
on a homer,
Zach Hunt walked them off. As Christian Stratus takes a strike, it's 0-1.
And it was the at-bats before, too. In a situation where you feel like we got to do something here, they were patient at the plate. They didn't swing out of the zone, end up walking to a very nice bunt to get guys into scoring position. And then Hunt, you talked about it, big-time hit right back up the middle.
So they're down a run here. Brandon Beck, the starter for UIC, was rolling when Hunt tied it. Sam Dansky, a go-ahead home run. And the 7th inning made it a 4-3 game. And then this is the base hit in the 10th that sent the Citadel on and sent UIC home to Chicago.
But it was, for me, it was in that inning before when you're down by 1. And these guys are just like, nope, not trying to do too much. We know our style of game. Get 2 walks, a bunt them over, base hit, get them both in.
Fouled away. The thing we talked about was whether or not you want to pitch around Hunt or move him onto first base in that situation.
Before anything, I said, I am not pitching to Zach Hunt.
Well, of course, Sam Dansky had 3 hits yesterday, including a home run, so he was hitting behind him. But
yeah, I still like the double play in order.
2-2. You were all over it from the moment that there's Dansky who,
as he's walking up, I'm like, nope, just keep walking him first.
Gabby was standing up here trying to get Sean McDermott's attention, being like, you might want to think about 4 fingers.
Nope, all right, well.
In the air to left, that one's pretty well hit by Christian Stratus, and it's a 2-run homer. The Citadel's on the board. Christian Stratus with his 5th of the year. It's a 13-2 game. Take little bites, right? That's what Russell Triplett said.
Russ Triplett had that meeting, letting the guys know, hey, look, it's not over yet. There's still a long game left, and you know we're going to fight. Drop the bat head, get the ball in the air. Ball goes 379 feet straight away left. Leaves the bat at 99 miles an hour. And this is what we've seen with this Citadel team. They are not going to give up. They're going to keep pushing forward all the way to the end.
Here's Zach Hunt. And he hit our lift. Fortunately, Joe is good. There's the thumbs up from him.
Thumbs up, Joe. We got
Thank you, Joe.
Make sure you get that ball.
Joe looks a little chilly. He shouldn't have worn shorts today. Hunt in the air to center. And try to get a few steps. Is walk to make the catch, and the inning is over. Citadel on the board. They trail 13-2 as we head to the 5th. Okay, Joe. beautiful Omaha, Nebraska at night. The Bob Carey pedestrian bridge. You can walk to Iowa from there. And the Tallahassee Regional. Florida State beat Coastal Carolina today 2-1. They await the loser of St. John's and Northern Illinois University in the NCAAs for the first time since 1972. Loser will take on Florida State today in an elimination game, and they will play both games potentially for regional final tomorrow in Tallahassee because they got weathered yesterday. Man, boy, did they get weathered. They had both teams in that Florida State Coastal. So that game, Florida State Coastal, two of the top pitchers in the country, right? You had Cam Fluke, who missed most of the season because of a stress reaction in his rib for Coastal Carolina. Back, healthy, pitching against Wes Mendez, ACC Pitcher of the Year. I mean, two absolute studs. 2-1 game, rain comes in the sixth. And the rain comes it away as that one bounced towards the middle by Camden Johnson and a leadoff single for the Oklahoma third baseman. It comes in such a way that both teams had to help pull the tarp because it was so heavy.
I've been there.
And the animals in Section B, the crowd of fans, were going, heave, ho, heave, ho, as the players were pulling the tarp. It was great. Apparently nobody else had a good time there. There was a lot of critique over what went on, but they are dealing with weather in a way that we didn't even hear. So Dayton LaChance bats. Oh, and they went to Trey Beard today to get the last 4 innings to move on. Did Florida State. So all 3 of their starters, and that's their strength, have been used as they'll be in an elimination game tonight against either St. John's or Northern Illinois. Hot shot past the diving Patel, base hit. Johnson streaking to third. Williams throw offline. And there's runners at the corners with nobody out in the 5th. Skip Johnson said to me earlier today, he's like, when do you see Camden Johnson run? You haven't seen that yet.
No, I have.
Holy cow.
He is flying. That's what we talked about, too. They have a fast lineup up and down. Here's Cam Johnson. Just take off. See you later. First to third. By the way, that ball was hit at 109 miles an hour.
And Williams made a strong throw in center. There was just no chance. Here's Jackson Willits. First and third, nobody out. Oklahoma looking for more. First pitch misses low. It's 1-0. Well, it's a bases loaded walk. He homered yesterday. On the ground through the right side, a base hit. 3 straight singles, and Oklahoma gets a run back. It's 14-2.
Now batting number 20, Trey Gamble.
Bring up Trey Gamble. One for 2, a double and a walk. Gamble takes ball 1. Three runs knocked in today for the left fielder. And he hits that one deep to left, going back on a TJ Anderson, and he makes a catch to step on the track for out number 1. So let's take a look at the Gainesville regional bracket here. Florida in good shape after a close victory last night over Miami, and here in an elimination game right now, Troy has an 8-5 lead over Miami in an elimination game. The Canes.
Is that a football game yesterday for the Canes and Florida, 22-10?
I think based on the way that both those programs have gone of late in football, that would have made national news if Florida beat Miami 22-10. Probably not quite as.
And right now, Miami is losing to Troy 6-8. It's the top of the 8th.
Oh, so they got a run back. I thought it was 8-5, so that's good. For Miami, they trying to get the winner of that game, goes take on Florida tonight. Florida is really good.
Yeah, they are.
So, this is one of my favorite stories. Kevin O'Sullivan, the coach of Florida, his first year he got to a Super Regional. They lost to Southern Miss. Right, first year that they got there as coach. He has won 9 straight Super Regionals. That's like, don't let Florida get out of a regional. Brendan Brock to center field, a base hit. LaChance around third, coming home. Throw cut off. It is 15-2 Oklahoma in the 5th. And the hits just keep on coming for the Sooners, who now have 13.
And just another well-hit baseball, 209 miles an hour off the bat. That's the thing, too, with Skip Johnson. It's like these guys right now are gaining confidence with their hitting, and now they're starting to square some balls up. You looked at LaChance, struggling so far in the regional with the bat. Now, all of a sudden, he gets going, and that's exactly what they need. If they're going to try to beat a Georgia Tech team that you already know up and down their type of lineup, you need your guys firing on all cylinders.
Outside, 2-0. Here's what Oklahoma's offense has done today. 13 hits, only 2 extra base hits.
Yeah, but they're actually hitting with runners in scoring position today. 8 for 15, hitting over 500 with runners in scoring position today.
That seems good.
That's going to get you a lot of runs. 1, there's a lot of guys on base, and 2, you're knocking them in.
Now that's quality analysis. You know, if you get a lot of hits with men in scoring position, you're probably going to score a lot of runs.
But it's more than the 8.
That's true. Minimum. Well, I guess that's not true. You could single a guy to third, I suppose. Pitch inside, the count 3-1 to Harris.
You see?
Desan Harris. So something else I learned about him today. He is a walkout. Still a 3-year walkout. He's going to get drafted. He's a good player.
He's a good player. A very good player. In 360, 3 home runs. Flies down that first base line.
That one behind the bag. What a play by Hunt. Underhand to first for the second out. That was a really difficult play for the first baseman moving to his left. Looks like a young Gabby Sanchez on this one.
Oh, this is a really nice play. This is not an easy one. Down the line, making the play, full extension on the grab. Nice, easy flip. Over to Bowers. Nice play.
2 outs, 2 in scoring position for Dayton Taki, 0 for 3. Inside. Count 2-0. Go. Strike. The count 2-1. The Dayton Taki fan club. She is gone with the football-style Dayton Taki jersey and away from the D-Talk T-shirt.
The D-Talk T-shirt.
That
was a great one, yeah.
I still can't get over the picture of him at like 13 with the chain. That was awesome. Taki draws a walk, and the bases are now loaded for Oklahoma in the 5th.
Now batting number 6, Kyle Branch.
This one's not as elaborate, but it's nice.
I like the. I mean, it's got a old school Sooner football vibe to it, right? Fouled away by Kyle Branch. It's 0-1. set. And a pitch down low, the count 1-1. One and one the count to Branch. And a good day at the plate here. And the count 2-1. Branch fouls it away, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 outs, bases loaded. Top of the fifth, Oklahoma with a 15-2 lead on the Citadel. They have Bowers, a very long inning. He's been in the strike zone a little bit more than the first couple of Citadel pitchers have been today, but the Citadel has not been able to stop Oklahoma's offense to this point. And Branch into right. Inning is over. 2 more for the Sooners halfway through this one. It's 15-2 Oklahoma. This was after the last half inning, and Skip Johnson getting his starter and catcher together. Brendan Brock, the catcher, Nick Kozlowski, the starter. What do you think his message is, Gabby, as he's pointing around the field?
Well, here's what I love, that it's 15-2, and it doesn't matter, right? It's still a learning process of, hey, this is what we need to do. This is what I saw. The breaking ball was left up. We got to be able to get on top. If not, the ball's going to be sent out, and that's where for me, it's like where he's pointing, right? So it's still in teaching mode. Don't worry about the score. You're worried about your pitcher on the mound. That's what you really love about Skip Johnson.
First pitch to Sam Dansky. A strike from Kozlowski. His first collegiate start here in a regional. The freshman has accounted himself fairly well. He's given up just 2 hits, including a 2-run home run. And that was in the last half inning right before that conversation happened. But Dansky, who had a go-ahead home run yesterday in the Citadel's win over UIC, fouls it back, and the count 1-2. I don't get the sense that Skip Johnson ever stops teaching, especially when it comes to pitching.
And you got to love it, too. I mean, I don't think it was. He did point. Maybe he was pointing like that home run. Usually that's what coaches would do. And all of a sudden now, Kozlowski comes up, and what happens? He's getting on top of these breaking pitches. They're working their way down in the zone.
Chopper going to be a tough play for Willits. Wow. And he got him. Wow. That was a big league play by Jackson Willits for out number 1.
It's funny. We look at infield, outfield all the time, and Willits will always have a play when he comes in where he's barehanding, and it's to work on plays just like this. Coming in through, catching that ball on the run, simultaneously throwing it over to first, showing off the arm. That's a really nice play.
out for Aryan Patel. Got a short, easier play for Willits, 2 outs. I think it's been so impressive. Some defensive numbers for Willits has been worth a win defensively. 10 runs in something like that equals a win. You know, 11 defensive runs saved. Yes, it would translate to a win in nerd talk. I speak nerd
fluently.
Maybe my first language. It's Phillips Daniels. Takes a strike. Wislowski's been on the attack, man. Like, he has thrown a lot of strikes. He's been very efficient to this point. Yeah, first collegiate start. This is pitch number 65, and he's 2 outs into the 5th, and he's in a regional, in an elimination game. And I know the Citadel is maybe not, you know, facing LSU, or maybe I should pick a team that made a regional, facing Ole Miss or Mississippi State or something like that, but it's still a pretty impressive outing for this kid today.
Look, we've seen this Citadel team. They're not an easy bunch to pitch to. They're scrappy. They're going to put balls in play. They're going to make you work counts. You have to be on the attack. So he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing.
And we touched
they
on
made it to regional, so they're a good enough team to get here.
And the other part of it is, like, listen, you mentioned this earlier, like saving as many bullpen innings as you can from your primary guys is huge for tonight. Now, the offense has helped that as well. But if Oklahoma's going to hold on in this one, and it feels like at this point they've got a very good chance of winning, they're going to need all the arms they can to get Georgia Tech tonight. 1-2-3 inning for the freshman. We've played 5, 15-2 OU. Biggest star in the Georgia Tech lineup, but he's been the biggest star in this regional so far. Last night against Oklahoma, a pair of 2-run homers. The senior Parker Brocious has now hit 9 home runs since graduating on May 8th. The power of a Georgia Tech degree. And Georgia Tech and their powerful lineup, the top offense in the country, will wait the winner of this one tonight. Regional final. All Oklahoma has to do to get there is record 12 more outs defensively and then beat Georgia Tech tonight, beat them again tomorrow, and they can go on to Super Regionals. No problem. They got this. Jason Walk will lead things off against the freshman Mason Yoakum. He's a redshirt freshman. He transferred from North Carolina.
He hasn't pitched all that much this year. Only 5 2/3 innings of work. 5 strikeouts. He's had some trouble with the walks. 6 walks in those 5 2/3. It's a 2-pitch pitcher, fastball slider. Fastball 89 to 92, so there's a little bit giddy up in there.
Jason Walk led the game off with a solo home run, one of just 2 extra base hits for OU today, but they have a 15-2 lead. He's retired. Start the 6th.
Now batting number 9,
Well, here is the story of the Palmetto State this year. Regional teams, you see Clemson and South Carolina both finished second to last in their leagues. Just the second postseason in the last 53 years did not have either of those teams. But USC Upstate, they are in. They played very well in regionals. The Citadel won a game for the first time in 16 years. And Coastal Carolina went 0-2 in Tallahassee, but Kevin Schnall's program has been outstanding the last 2 years after taking over for the retired Gary Gilmore, national runner-up a year ago. Though a lot of the speculation now is on the future of Schnall at Coastal Carolina. He is presumed to be the leading candidate for the South Carolina job. A lot of history at South Carolina. Back-to-back Men's College World Series championships and a runner-up finish in a 3rd straight year, but it has been a while since they've been to Omaha now, and they are trying to get that right. 1-2, called strike 3. Johnson down on strikes, 2 outs. USC Upstate has been in Tuscaloosa. Alabama, the number 7 seed, into the final. Oklahoma State and USC Upstate playing an elimination game today. Justin LeBron has got a couple of home runs. In that, the star for Alabama. And with 2 outs and nobody on, Dayton LaChance is going to be lifted for a pinch hitter here. That's a nice catch. Oh, maybe you can get him a little bit more space so he can throw some higher pop-ups to himself. Come on, McGarry, get out there.
Get him a spot where he can do it.
Nolan Stevens, a 2-way player, transfer from Mississippi State, takes a strike. It's 0-1.
That's a good slider. Yoakum has some good stuff on the mound. I mean, it's a good fastball, 91, 92 miles an hour. That's a sweeping slider.
What a 1. A chance for Stevens to hit here. Has not had the season that he wanted. He had some good moments at Mississippi State. 5 home runs, though, in limited duties. Always had power. Typically late. Got 1 and 2. Johnson getting the chance off his feet, assuming he will catch tonight if Oklahoma holds on. That one inside a breaker, and it's 2-2.
That's the one that I saw earlier. I mean, it's more sweeper than it is slider. It's got a lot of movement to it, especially to a lefty. This is not an easy at-bat.
Bouncer to the left side. Tobin circles, fires, inning over. 1-2-3 frame for the freshman Yoakum through 5.5. It's all Oklahoma. So far, the freshman pitching has been incredible for Oklahoma. Cord Rager beat the Citadel in their opener. Xander Mercurius, stout performance against Georgia Tech last night. And Nick Wisłowski has been really good today against the Citadel in his first collegiate start. He's still in there as they start the bottom of the 6th inning with Oklahoma leading 15-2. 2 hits allowed, just 1 walk. It's not overpowering. Maybe he doesn't have as big a fastball as those other 2 guys do, but
Right.
he might add to it at some point. He is.
It's more straight, too, more over the top. The other guys have a little bit of movement with their pitches. But, I mean, it's still 92 miles an hour, and he's able to play off of it with his secondary pitches. He has a slider and a curveball.
That one misses. And the count 3-0. New shortstop for Oklahoma. That's Uriah Wilders. Desan Harris moves from right to left. And a new right fielder as well. And that's a strike, and that is Drew Dickerson, who saw as a pinch hitter last night.
Well, you asked when he was going to do it. Now you can see.
Got the answer. So that's 3 regulars out. Lane Tobin draws a leadoff walk for the Citadel here in the 6th. The NCAA Regionals coverage for all 16 sites continues on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home of all NCAA championships. Matthew Lively is going to hit for Jaden Williams. He's their best defensive outfielder. We saw him defensively yesterday as he takes a strike. It's 0-1. It's now Russell Triplett starting to empty his bench and get some guys into a regional and say that they played for the Citadel here in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I see a lot of the seniors coming out and getting themselves some playing time in this ball game for the Citadel. Gotta love that by Russell Triplett.
An opportunity for those kids to participate in the NCAA tournament, something they will remember forever regardless of the score. It's been a memorable year for the Citadel. Lively a senior behind 0-2. For many of these players, it will be the last really competitive game of baseball that they play. Called strike 3. And Lively the first out. For Lively, he's a player that has gone through 4 years in this program, so he's been through the coaching change and everything. He's a guy who had to go through all of the things that a first-year student at the Citadel has to go through. He's out number 1 here in the 6th. He should get another plate appearance. TJ Anderson, transfer senior. Takes low, 1-0. This change that Citadel started allowing transfers a couple of years ago, 2 years ago when the athletic department changed over, has led to an influx of talent. They are really proud of baseball at the Citadel. You know, I was talking earlier this week to both Dan McDonnell and Chris Lamotis. Chris Lamotis was the head coach of Mississippi State when they won the national title in 21. Dan McDonnell, the head coach at Louisville. Both of them were on the 1990 Men's College World Series team, and they were just talking about how proud they are of the program. We got to hang out with them for a little bit during that lengthy rain delay on Friday night. And Mac, who is, you know, he is Louisville baseball. Like, they have not had any, like, they had been to 1 regional all time before Mac took over, and they've been to Omaha 6 times. He was clad in light blue. He is so proud of his alma mater as that one hit high and deep and foul by Anderson.
It's fun to see Dan McDonnell, because you just think Louisville the whole entire time with him in the red and all that kind of stuff. And then Here he is just wearing Citadel garb, and you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't look right. But you're right, man. Every single one of those guys just very proud to have that name across their chest.
He said, if there have been 30 alumni golf tournaments, I've made 28 of them. He's like, and he and Lem bought the team dinner a couple nights ago. They went to it was like a buffet. It was a Southern-style buffet. It's actually disappointing that we haven't gone to it because the food looked really good.
We didn't get invited either.
No, well, I mean, we did not play at the Citadel.
That's true.
I don't think.
Could have invited us. It got to be over the tables.
I don't think we even qualify as one of the transfers there. Called strike 3, 2 outs. They were part of this 1990 team with Wayne Tobin's dad. Philip was the shortstop. See, they made the Men's College World Series. What a game in Omaha that year.
Nice unis. I like them.
But they were constant presence in regionals. You know, they're one of those teams that, you know, listen, they understand playing in this. The SoCon team is never going to be favored, really, to win a regional, right? It's very difficult to host even if you're in a mid-major program. But getting to regionals constantly and winning SoCon championships, that is the expectation at the Citadel. And Russell Triplett has brought that back. Last year they were very close. Down to the last day of the season, they had a chance to win the regular season in the SoCon. And now this year, in their first appearance in 16 years, they've won a game as well. There's the 2-0. That one on the ground, fair, inside the bag at third and down in the left field corner. Stopping at third, Lane Tobin. It's a double for Michael Gibson. And a little threat brewing here for the Citadel with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, we talked about not going to give up. Doesn't matter what the score is. And Michael Gibson smacks this ball down the third base line, gets himself over to second base. Really a hard hit baseball. He's been hitting the ball very well all regional long.
SoCon Tournament MVP. Tristan Stratus, who had a 2-run homer his last trip. Takes a strike, it's 0-1. Yeah, it is very important for those Citadel alum that this team is good in baseball, and they're starting to get the support back and very excited about their future. Certainly feels like they hired the right coach. Just spending time with Russell Triplett. I mean, he'd been at D2. He turned down other D1 opportunities before this one came up. It was the right fit for him, he felt like. 1-2 the count. Now to Stratus. And this is what he did in the 4th.
Oh, it's a big 2-run homer. And at the time, it seemed like everything was just going not the Citadel's way, but these guys just don't give up, and they have those at-bats.
And he
just like this.
Yep, 2 runs are going to come home to score. Stratus is knocked in 4. It's a 15-4 game.
It's just really easy to root for these guys. Looking at the scoreboard, it's 15-2. These guys they just do not quit. Stratus, another big hit. It's a fastball down and away, goes right back up the box for a base hit. A 2 RBI single.
This has been the longest inning for Wislowski, as this next pitch will be his 90th, and you have to think he's coming close to the end of his day, and a leaping grab at short by Walters, and the inning is over. To the 7th we go. Oklahoma leading the Citadel 15-4. Regionals presented by Capital One. Acme's Baseball Park in the Flats. They're in Midtown Atlanta. It's Oklahoma with a 15-4 lead on the Citadel. 5 in the third, 7 in the fourth. Just 1 extra base hit in that grouping. They've only got 2 extra base hits on the day. As their quest for a national title continues, and Oklahoma finds themselves 9 outs away from a regional final. Uriah Walters will lead things off for them. Junior shortstop takes the ball, 1-0. Walters transfer from Weatherford. Matthew Lively, who pinch hit, stays in the game in center field. Count 2-0 now to Walters. Just his 9th at bat of the year, and he pops it up into shallow right. Coming in, Stratus with the catch. 1 out. Catch the Paul Feinbaum Show weekdays at 3 Eastern on SEC Network. From big takes to breaking news around the SEC, it's all right here. And you can also stream the Paul Feinbaum Show on the ESPN app. Drew Dickerson will bat, took over in right field in the last half inning defensively for OU. As he takes the ball low, 1-0, Missouri native. He was a big performer in the Chapel Hill Regional a year ago. He had 3 home runs in that. Also was named this year to the SEC Community Service Team this year, which is that's pretty cool. That's a really neat honor that they do in the Southeastern Conference that focuses on what guys do off the field. I know the last couple years, Chris Stanfield at LSU has been a part of that. 2 outs as Dickerson retired.
Number 10, Brendan Brock.
Yeah, it's a really neat honor. Speaks to what he's doing off the field as well.
Yeah. I love that, though. I love what guys, when you have that platform of being a player and then using that platform for good and doing stuff off the field to make other people's lives better.
Brendan Brock takes the first pitch outside. It's 1-0. Brock doing the catching today. A pair of hits, a walk, knocked in 3. Outside, 2-0 to Brock. Freshman Yoakum's accounted himself quite well so far. 5 in a row set down.
He's got some good stuff. I mean, it's a good arm. Lefty. Kind of funky, has everything falling at you.
I mean, pumps it in there. It kind of physically reminds me, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm thinking about it, but it physically kind of moves like a younger version of James Reeves, his pitching coach, right? Lanky.
Yeah.
2-out single for Brendan Brock, his 3rd hit of the game. He also does not have pants that fit, something we've seen a little bit this week with some of the taller players. There you go.
Been able to make it all the way down.
I mean, you've got to, if you're going to wear the pants low, the cuff has to break over the laces, right? Like, that's how it has to work. Otherwise, it's just, get some tailoring going on here.
Maybe it's just a new style that we don't know about.
Wearing culottes?
It was like capri pants or what is it?
He's showing a lot of sock. As you know, Mrs. Farron has been offering critiques of Mike Rooney's outfits. As good effort by Dansky, but it's out of play. I wonder if we should start to get her take on these short long pants here because she's decided that she is the fashion judge.
That would be interesting because I would love to hear what she has to say about that.
Somebody asked her for fashion help, and she said, "I'm not interested in helping you. I'm just interested in judging you." Harris swings and misses. Daniels will throw to first to record the putout, and the inning is over. Yoakum's done nice work. 2 scoreless innings. Time to stretch. It's 15-4 OU. At the stretch in Atlanta with Oklahoma leading the Citadel 15-4. They have ridden a 5-run third and a 7-run fourth to this big lead and find themselves 9 defensive outs away from a regional final and a date with Georgia Tech later this evening. It is a cooler day here in Atlanta. Temps in the mid-70s, overcast. But Sam Damsky, bottom third of the order, will lead off here for the Citadel. First pitch to Dansky in the air to right. Dickerson is there to make the catch. Route number 1. ESPN is the home for the NCAA College Baseball Regionals for around-the-clock multi-game coverage. Scan the QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can access expanded coverage with Squeeze Play, and you too can judge Mike Rooney's outfits like my wife does. Chris Burke is afraid of her now.
Now you have to second guess
Actually, what I would like you to do is, if you are listening right now, go get on Squeeze Play, and the next time that they come up, tweet at Chris Burke and tell him what you think of his outfit. Do it respectfully, please. Aryan Patel down the line and off the bottom of the fence. Aryan Patel with a double. And huge cheers for the senior with 1 out here in the 7th.
Aryan Patel, this is what you want to see out of your senior. Getting probably one of his last at-bats, drilling a ball to left field. For a second, I thought it might go. That's an easy stand-up double.
Aryan Patel is one of the most important players on this Citadel roster. He is just about 200. Yeah, we're trying to get a rally going here with 1 out, but Patel has been a hugely important leader. He was a great high school baseball player in the state of South Carolina, first generation American. His parents immigrated. He has been through everything at the Citadel. He is beloved in that program, and that's why you heard the cheers as loud as they were for a double here in the 7th inning. He's had a nice tournament as well. And Phillips Daniels bats, the senior catcher. he with Patel, they are their leaders. Now, Daniels might be their best overall athlete, too. He rips that one through the left side. It's a base hit. Patel will come around third to score. RBI single for Phillips Daniels, and it's 15-5.
Phillip Daniels, just a really nice job of staying short and quick. It's a fastball. It's starting to run in. Barrow beats it to the baseball. Hits it right in the 5-6, so Patel, too, from second base, was off and running.
Hanson enjoying themselves and trying to spark a rally here in the stands in this Pro Citadel crowd. Lane Tobin, 1 for 2. A kid who dreamed of playing at the Citadel and never thought he'd get the opportunity. They started allowing JUCO transfers. He found his way there. His dad was the first base coach last year. His father, Philip, as I mentioned before, the shortstop on the Omaha team at 90s, retired Air Force. Coached him in high school. Special moment last year. His first year with the program. Helping them get to this point, the senior trying to keep this going. See if they can put together a late rally here. They still have 8 outs to play with, but they have a lot of work to do. A few changes. Connor Larkin at first base. And Alec Blair is taken over in left field for Son Harris. Tobin to center. That's Desan Harris, who's in center now, so Jason Walk out of the game. That's out number 2. Harris has played all 3 outfield positions today.
Now batting for second baseman number 18, Matthew Lively.
I wonder which one he likes better. We'd have to ask him that.
As fast as he is, my guess is he likes the position that gets spread the most. I would like to see a foot race with him and Jason Walk. I think Jason Walk's faster, but
I think Walk got him.
Here's what I would say. I think Walk is faster like 90 feet. I'll take Walk. If we were to do like a 400-yard dash, I might take Harris. Long strider. I think Walk's explosive.
Walk's got some stride to him too, though. Let's make it happen. How are we going to get them to do this? I guarantee you.
Let's get these guys to race right before you play the biggest game of the year. You're cool with that, right? We're gonna do a 40, and we'll do a 440 right back together. No problem, right?
I guarantee you that they have probably run 200-yard sprints. Guarantee you they have at least run that. And we can see who was the fastest.
This is a between-game question that you need to ask me. Yeah.
Because now you've got the wheels turning.
Put this on the notes. 3-1 to count to Matthew Lively. I mean, again, Skip claims that he doesn't think that Jason Walk was as fast as John Spikerman was. Spikerman was a tremendous center fielder in Oklahoma. Lively retired, and the inning is over. The Citadel gets a run. They leave a man to the 8th. 15-5 OU. at today's Capital One, a rewarding performance. Jason Walkup, things started for this Oklahoma offense that has put up 15 runs. They've had just 2 extra base hits in the process as they pounded the Citadel in the 3rd and 4th inning, scoring 12 runs between the 2 frames combined. He's got a dozen singles. Can't hide from the Oklahoma offense right now. 7 walks, great at-bats early on. Helped to lead to this, and they are closing in on a regional final against Georgia Tech. Deacon, freshman, new pitcher for the Citadel.
Gotta like, too, what Russell Triplett's doing, letting his freshman guys get kind of a taste of regional ball and letting them go out there and throw.
It's so important for these freshmen.
Oh, absolutely it is.
First pitch to Larkin. It's a strike. It's 0-1. Larkin, a freshman. Colorado Gatorade Player of the Year last year. Can't hold up. And count 0-2. Takes down low. 1-2 from Deacon. Well, if Oklahoma holds on, and they certainly have plenty of runs to play with, they're going to face Georgia Tech tonight. Nice diving stop by Patel, who will throw out the first baseman. Even down 10, the Citadel's still playing hard, 1 out.
Number 6, Kyle Branch.
Yeah, give him a little smile. Nothing better than making a diving play and stealing a hit when you're on defense.
Arian Patel's had a really good tournament, both offensively and defensively. He's played very well in his final games at the Citadel. 1 out for Kyle Branch, the second baseman. But looking ahead to tonight, Gabby, if in fact Oklahoma's going to hold on and win this, they should have Cameron Johnson on the mound. Cam Johnson, who is a highly publicized high school player who did not sign out of the draft in 23, spent a year at LSU, has had some really good moments at OU, has struggled with his control at times, but he has unbelievable stuff. And if you catch him on the right night, he can blow through one of the best offenses in the country.
We saw in yesterday's ball game what happens when you have a very good fastball against that Georgia Tech lineup. You can get that by them, especially at the top of the zone.
It's going to be about throwing strikes for him. You saw those totals there, right? The walk total very high this season again. That's been the concern with him. He will punch a lot of tickets, but I was doing some work ahead of this tournament, and Georgia Tech, well, they hit everything well, right? But fastballs over 95 miles an hour. It's about 338, I think, coming in.
It plays. Hey, look, it's not easy to hit. Now all of a sudden you start throwing 96, 97 miles an hour to the top of the zone, and it's electric. It makes it that much tougher to be able to score out the baseball.
Average less than 4 innings per start because of those pitch counts, but it's just something to keep in mind tonight.
It's like you said, though. All of a sudden, it's the right day, the right moment. We've seen it before. The performances that all of a sudden just kickstart really a career. He has the stuff. It's just being able to put it together.
Alec Blair, his first plate appearance. Branch at first after the walk. Takes a strike. Count 0-1. 0-2, excuse me.
I'm now deep. Go deep, we go.
Here's the set. And the 0-2.
Yeah.
Trying to take a swing, he went around, 2 outs. Well, Kentucky was one of the more controversial picks for the tournament. They will be taking on West Virginia tonight in the the regional final in Morgantown. West Virginia and Kentucky met in the regional final a year ago in Clemson, with West Virginia winning consecutive super regionals. They're going to have to do it the hard way if they're going to upset the Wildcats. Kentucky 2-0 in that Morgantown regional, and they will be playing for a shot at super regional in just about an hour and a half. It's getting close. Closing in on that time. Pitches a strike to Camden Johnson. Count 1-1. Tapper up along first, gloved by Hunt, and he will tag out Johnson, and the freshmen have done nice work out of the Citadel pen so far here. And OU leads 15-5 heading to the bottom of the 8th. Baseball regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Atlanta Regional, the winner of this game ends up in the finals tonight against Georgia Tech. Dick Kozlowski.
He's tired.
Yeah, well, he should be. 105 pitches in his first career collegiate start. Numbers overall pretty solid for the freshman from Texas, who has set Oklahoma up as best they can to come through the loser's bracket as they take on Georgia Tech tonight. Reed Hensley is on, the senior right-hander from Lufkin, Texas.
It's another one of these guys you look at, 11 innings pitched so far in the walks. That's been really the biggest concern. A walk an inning, a strikeout an inning. It's a good fastball, though, 91 to 93 miles an hour. Will throw a curveball, does have a little cutter. Will work on a splitter as well that he tries to dive down into the zone.
First pitch to TJ Anderson is a ball high. It's 1-0. Anderson, the senior, takes outside. 2-0 to leadoff man for the Citadel. Right now, Oklahoma, it doesn't matter how they get there. They just need to get 6 outs, play for tonight. They're not going to run their A relievers out there at this point with a 10-run lead. They need Hensley to help them get to this evening and get them a chance to win tonight and force a Game 7 tomorrow against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, really, you're going to need all your arms, right? So you need Hensley to go out there and start throwing a whole bunch of strikes and filling up the zone. Because at some point, if you want to beat the Georgia Tech team, you're going to have to win tonight, and you're going to have to go off and play again tomorrow. So you're going to need your bullpen guys.
You know, they stayed with him for basically 6 innings last night. And a lot of that was, I think one of the decisions that we didn't really, I don't think we second-guessed it. Skip Johnson stuck with Xander Mercurius in the 6th inning, right? With 1 out, looked like he was going to take him. Mercurius started swinging the game, got a line out to right. The next hitter, Brocious, hit a line drive over the right field fence to get him the lead. But it was, I think, a defensible decision, in part, as Anderson draws a leadoff walk from the Citadel here, in part in that you're trying to reduce the number of bullpen arms you have to throw. The bullpen hasn't been consistent always for them. They have arm talent. There is no doubt about that. But I understood where Skip was going on that, and I think it made sense. Tonight, it's going to be John Holstaff from the get-go. Now, again, they have arm talent. It's not the deepest bunch. They really need a good start from Cam Johnson. But they have the arms that are capable of forcing a Game 7. And if you get to Game 7, things become a lot more muddled for Georgia Tech. Now, I think Tech's pitching has been unfairly maligned this season. There's a bouncer through the hole from Michael Gibson, his second hit. And the senior aboard, the first 2 on for the Citadel here in the 8th. But if you get to a Game 7, and we always say this in pro ball too, anything can happen in a Game 7. And so you do not want to, if you're Georgia Tech, end up in that winner-take-all game. So you may be in the driver's seat 2-0, but automatically there's just a little bit more pressure on you because of that.
I mean, not only that, the expectations, right? Like, the whole thought process is that Georgia Tech is supposed to come in and do exactly what they have done. And you're supposed to go and win tonight and make it easy and go into, super regionals and win there and go to Omaha. And really, I mean, the expectations are to win the whole entire thing with a team like that. But Oklahoma has arms. And that's a scary thing when you're on one side and you're looking and you're thinking, okay, every single guy that's coming out of this bullpen is 95 plus, and it's hard breakers, it's hard fastballs. Mindsets do change.
The 1-1 to Christian Stratus floats that one into right center, and Dickerson is sliding catch for out number 1. Some nice applause from the Citadel fans for Stratus on what might be his final at bat. And here comes Zach Hunt. Zach Hunt, who grew up on a farm in South Carolina, and his construction gloves. Been a big hit here in this regional. And he sends it the other way. Dickerson on the run and will make the catch for out number 2. Anderson will tag and head to third. Here's Hunt yesterday. A big home run to tie the game in the 7th inning. Brandon Bach was cruising at that point for UIC. And then he had the walk-off hit at the 10th inning to give the Citadel a win as Carson Hodges, the freshman, will pinch hit here for Sam Dansky. Dansky only a sophomore, so he will return next year. Hodges, the freshman from Georgia, batting with a couple on. Popped up behind the plate. Brock has a play, and the inning is over. We head to the 9th. Oklahoma leading the Citadel 15-5, winner to the regional finals. Well, here in Atlanta, we're looking at a potential rematch of the 1994 Men's College World Series Finals. Jason Varitek, Nomar Garciaparra. Jay Payton led Georgia Tech into the finals, but it was the Minor Brothers and Eric Thomas in Oklahoma that had the final say. A 13-5 victory as they closed out a national championship for Larry Cochell and the Sooners. Second national title. And the last one they've won, I believe it's been 32 years since they've won. There you see the dog pile.
I die every single time I see them running out of the dugout and just you see guys just falling all over each other.
Two of them stumbling and rolling.
Because I just feel like that would be me. Here I go. Oh, there we go. Trip, gone, see ya.
Ben Brash gets the ninth inning for the Citadel with them trailing 15-5. Nolan Stevens, who entered as a pinch hitter earlier, 0 for 1 today for OU. First pitch from Brash. Strike, it's 0-1. Oklahoma closing in on a regional final appearance. They were in the regional finals last year in Chapel Hill and forced a Game 7 against North Carolina. They will try and do the same today against Georgia Tech, a team that is, I don't think just tonight, but very heavily favored, I would say, as one of the teams not just to get to Omaha, but maybe win the whole thing. So it is going to be a raucous environment for a Sunday night here in Atlanta. 1-2. Carson Hodges stays in the game at third base. Foul back. Carson Hodges does not look old enough to be a freshman in college.
He's a young man.
He's very young. Keep those youthful looks, youngster. Swing and a miss. Stevens down on strikes. Leadoff man gone in the Oklahoma ninth.
Number 8, Uriah Walters.
Well, Ben Brass got some good stuff. I mean, fastball to 93 miles an hour. And how about this pitch, the slider? Loves throwing it. Really nice, tight spiral spin. Working its way down underneath the bat.
He was a big two-way player at South Aiken High School in South Carolina. Has been a pretty good reliever the last 2 seasons before this year for the Citadel. Tobin throws him out. Walters retired, 2 up, 2 down in the ninth.
Now batting number 21, Drew Dickerson.
Andrew Dickerson will bat for Oklahoma. 15-5 Sooners. I can taste that regional final appearance tonight against Georgia Tech. They would love another crack at the Yellow Jackets. Jason Blakely expected to go for Georgia Tech. He's been their top starter ERA-wise. Nice play by Tobin. One-hop throw in time to get him, and a 1-2-3 inning for Brash. To the bottom of the ninth, OU 3 outs away from the regional finals. Getting closer and closer to Omaha, less than 2 weeks to go. And next weekend we'll find out who will play for a national championship. Oklahoma trying to keep their hopes alive and get into the regional final tonight against Georgia Tech. A Georgia Tech win would send them to their first super regional in 20 years. Oklahoma holds on here and wins tonight. We will play Game 7 in Atlanta tomorrow. Jaden Barfield, the sophomore left-hander, is on. Nice applause for Aryan Patel, who doubled his last trip. Beautiful moment there for the senior and such great appreciation. That was really cool.
I mean, the Citadel fans have been absolutely fantastic all regional long.
Patel takes inside. It's 2-0.
Still got the rally hats going.
Patel, his degree in civil engineering, a 4.0 student. And he's ahead 3-0. Give one more chance to reach base. He's had a very good regional offensively and defensively. It's not been a great offensive season for him overall. He takes a strike, 3-1. Two-time All-State high schooler in the state of South Carolina. Sends it up the alley in right center field. On the run, Dickerson for the catch. And out number one.
Number 21, Phillips.
The last at bat of Aryan Patel's Citadel career. Bittersweet moment, I'm sure. We finally got them to a regional and got a win. And here's Phillips Daniels, the senior catcher. Team leader takes high. It's 1-0. It's fitting that Patel and Daniels would get one more crack at it, Gabby, as much as they've meant to this program.
And I mean, what they meant to the fans and the crowd, too. You got to love that, one, they.
Daniels to center field. Deshaun Harris will put it away for out number two.
How the fans just travel, right, for these players in the Citadel.
Number 1.
Going out there, the support that they have been getting all regional long.
Glad hand from David Beckley, the third base coach, one of the great players in Citadel history. You can see some emotional fans and probably a lot of emotion here for Lane Tobin being the last chance. The son of their shortstop in 1990, a Citadel legend. A kid who dreamed of playing for the Bulldogs and never thought he'd get the chance until they started accepting JUCO transfers. Lane Tobin. Potentially his last collegiate at bat. Count 1-1. 15-5, Oklahoma here in the bottom of the ninth. They are 1 out away from a regional final. And the count 1-2. Skip Johnson's club getting ready for tonight. See if they can run some chaos into this regional and into Georgia Tech's plans. The 1-2. Swing and foul at the plate. Tobin just did get a piece. There it is. They call the offense chaos. If they beat Georgia Tech tonight, it would bring chaos to this regional without a doubt. Nothing would be more chaotic. The heavily favored Yellow Jackets await. Swing and a miss. Tobin down on strikes. The Citadel season is over. and Oklahoma plays on. The Sooners defeat the Bulldogs 15-5. 12 runs over the third and fourth inning. The difference in this one, Gabby, and Oklahoma will send big Cameron Johnson to the mound tonight, trying to force a Game 7 in this regional.
Well, what they did in this ball game is that they finally were able to get hits with runners in scoring position. And Skip Johnson is hoping that that carries over to tonight's ball game against Georgia Tech.
Oklahoma stays alive. The Citadel has been eliminated. We are down to 2 teams here in Atlanta. The regional final tonight. It'll be OU and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech a win away from Super Regionals. OU trying to force Game 7 tomorrow. Congratulations to the Citadel, the SoCon tournament champions whose dream ends today. But they represented their school and this program exceptionally over the course of the last 3 days here in Atlanta. And the pride is back at the Citadel for baseball.
It's a tough moment for a lot of the guys in there that this probably will be the last time that they're playing in collegiate baseball or professional baseball, but I will tell you that they proved everybody proud that went to the Citadel.
Jason Walk got things started for Oklahoma today with a leadoff home run. Their center fielder joins us now, Jason Mike Farron, Gabby Sanchez. We knew you were fast. We knew you could defend. What do you think about showing off the juice to start the game tonight?
It always feels good. Hit a ball over the fence, so it was a good time today with the boys.
Just talking, because when you hit that home run, why do you have to run so fast as you're going around the bases? You can take your time on that one.
I mean, I learned to get out the box, so show off the speed, so you never know, honestly.
Hey, what is it like for you as a speed guy to be a part of this offense? Because we talk a lot about chaos. We love it when it's going full speed. And we saw it some today. We saw it with you yesterday scoring from second on that error in center field.
Yeah, just no limits to the run game. Like people say, speed don't slump. So just get on base for the people that bang behind me and, let the game play out.
Today, the struggle has been so far in this regional, of course, hitting with runners in scoring position. All of a sudden today, flip the script. You guys were doing it. How do you think that could help you moving forward here playing Georgia Tech tonight?
It's big coming in here, playing the home team, home crowd. Just getting on the board early and containing their offense.
This is incredible composure while Jackson Cleveland is just messing with you.
Yeah.
I think he's jealous nobody wants to talk to him, don't you? That's what it is. All right, we have a big question. We were debating this. Who is faster, you or Desan Harris?
I don't know. We've been having this battle for 3 years. We both came here as freshmen, so I honestly don't know. But me being selfish, I'll give it to me. But he's a blazer. So
see, here's what I thought is like you've got him in like a 60, but he's a long strider, right? He might have you in a 400.
Yeah, I mean he's a freak athlete.
You guys are both incredible outfielders, too. And you get a chance to keep your national championship hopes alive tonight against Georgia Tech. Jason, congratulations on the big game today. Best of luck tonight against Georgia Tech.
Thank you. God bless.
All right. Jason Walk of Oklahoma. Here's the bracket. Georgia Tech win tonight, puts them in Super Regionals for the first time in a generation. Oklahoma trying to force a Game 7 tomorrow here in Atlanta. We will be back at 6 o'clock Eastern this evening with coverage from McNeese Baseball Park. 15-5, Oklahoma defeats the Citadel. They win and find themselves into a regional final. Now for Gabby Sanchez and our entire hard-working crew here in Atlanta, I'm Mike Farron. Thank you for joining us for the NCAA Regionals on the SEC Network.